ANDAZ is a brand that I genuinely enjoy, but this property in Seoul simply doesn't live up to the brand's upscale and locally inspired reputation. Hi there, my name is Kevin. This channel came from a love of traveling, a love of the full process, and the journey itself. I feature airline trip reports and high-end hotel reviews from all over the world. My reviews aren't sponsored by airlines or hotels, so you can be sure to get my unbiased and honest opinion. Am I an expert? You can decide. Am I fair? Yeah, I am. Let's get into it. Welcome to Seoul. If you'd like to know the exact nightly rate that I paid for my stay here, or my next 5 videos in queue, please check out the description below. The ANDAZ Gangnam has 2 entrances. In the front for pedestrians, and in the rear there's a driveway for car pickup and drop-offs. Note that despite the hotel doing quite a good job with their photography angles, the hotel does have an elevated roadway directly in front of it. When checking in, you'll have a seat at one of the front desks, which are awkwardly too low, and you'll be offered a cup of tea. Service at check-in and throughout most but not all of the hotel is that characteristically American, Hyatt, familiar conversational manner, or at least in English it is. ANDAZ in Hindi means personal style, and so each property is meant to be designed to blend the style of its specific location with that of, let's say, the target customer. While this one might not be to my personal taste, I do think design-wise it accomplishes this pretty well with the colors, textures, and shapes used throughout the property. But I'm not really a fan of the ground floor and connecting first floor layout. For a hotel with 241 rooms, the lobby footprint is on the smaller size as it is. But then when you put this giant centerpiece of a staircase smack in the middle of it, it begs the question, why? The hotel is located in central Seoul, in the northern part of its namesake Gangnam district. By taxi, you can expect to drive to either Gimpo or Incheon to take a solid hour or more. But the hotel is located next to the Apgujeong metro station and is on a street that is literally lined with cosmetic surgery clinics. In the rear of the lobby is A to Z Cafe and Gallery, offering a variety of pastries and drinks throughout the day. On the other side of the staircase, we have the elevators, which will take us to the guest room floors. I booked a balcony king room, and in retrospect, I'd say not to book the balcony unless you really need it. Simply because the balcony rooms are all in an annex building of sorts, which means that you'll be guaranteed a low floor room. On the left is the primary hotel tower. Actually, I thought that was the entire hotel. And then the 3 levels of balcony rooms are in the shorter structure in front of you. The design of the corridors, like most of the property, are stark and modern, but through a mix of palettes of neutral tones and some well-placed lighting, it doesn't feel particularly barren or cold. Throughout the hotel, and especially in the rooms, the asymmetrical angles are meant to reference the patchwork quality of bojagi. Bojagi are the traditional Korean wrapping cloths used in significant ceremonies as gift wrap to preserve good luck, according to traditional Korean folklore. Inside the room itself has angled walls and an oddly shaped bathroom, which I think definitely puts form over function. The room has a smart tablet next to the bedside, which is meant to perform all of the in-room functions, but in English at least, it's certainly not the most efficient way to get things done. Overall, the room is comfortable, but considering that this hotel just opened in 2019, it's clear that using quality materials was not exactly the MO of the designers here. The minibar area is nicely laid out and compartmentalized. I always think it's nice when you can sort of put the minibar facilities away. As is a brand standard for ANDAZ, minibar snacks and drinks are free, but when I checked in, there was no mention of this at all. I've read recently that ANDAZ is quote-unquote reimagining their minibars, so in the meantime, I would always ask for clarity before consuming. I appreciate that there are well-labeled controls and plenty of outlets, though no USB-C ports. But the raised placement is a bit strange. Not complaining, just different. Upon check-in, there was quite a large piece of pineapple cake on the central table, though that cloche has certainly seen some better days. It's supposed to be transparent. Then we have the bathroom, which is split. In this small area, separated by a sliding door, we have a single vanity with plenty of shelving and a decent-sized walk-in shower. The toilet area we'll see is near the front door. Bathroom amenities included soap by Christophe Laudemiel. I did get the feeling that this room was meant for a different guest though, as there were children's toiletries also set up in the bathroom, and a third pair of children's slippers in the closet. Maybe that's just a standard thing here, I'm not sure. Finally, we have a toilet room with a separate second sink. The entry closet and toilet area can also be closed off from the rest of the room by double sliding doors. Finally, onto the balcony, which was nice to get some fresh air, but ultimately just unnecessary, I think. There were quite a few small cleanliness and condition issues in the room though. The glass was just filthy. It looks like they attempted to clean it with a dirty towel. Then there are just a lot of tiny minor nicks and scratches that on their own are insignificant, completely insignificant. But when a room has this many dents and scuffs after just 4 years of use, I don't even want to think what it's going to look like after 5 years. The worst offender was the floor in the bathroom, which was clearly not meant to get wet at all. It has completely rotted through and warped the wood. Last up, just lots of dusty bits in quite a few areas above eye level. The cleanliness problems weren't deal breakers, but the condition, especially of that floor, was a really poor showing. Before we head to the Hall of Restaurants for dinner, let's just quickly look at who's going to be staying here. I think it's pretty safe to say that couples in their 20s through 40s is the dominant group that you're going to find here, with a few young families and perhaps some medical tourists as well. The hotel generally has an understated and relaxed vibe, but I'll also talk about later, it also has a few little pretentious areas too. Okay, so dinner. If you ever find yourself on their website trying to figure out what the dining concept is, good luck to you. Let me tell you what they say it is. Quote, ascending the central staircase, guests arrive at Jogakbo, which means traditional patchwork in Korean. It offers a sophisticated reinterpretation of Seoul's immersive street and alleyway dining. 3 drinking and dining venues flow seamlessly into adjacent spaces, allowing guests to conveniently explore a variety of creative, locally inspired cuisine. Let me just say, as far as dining concepts go, that's the biggest crock of shit, if ever I've heard one. Allow me to do some freestyle translating. We have one big open restaurant, but there's 3 restaurants inside, in a railway design, walking through one to get to the other. It's supposed to be reminiscent of Seoul's immersive street dining and locally inspired cuisine, but we don't sell any Korean food. One restaurant is all-day dining, surrounding the staircase. Then there's a seafood restaurant, and behind that a steakhouse. All 3 restaurants, and not a single Korean item on any of the menus. Some great locally inspired cuisine that is. Before I left my room, I saw that the room service menu had a few basic Korean dishes on it, and I asked if I'd be able to order from that menu in the restaurant, and they graciously accommodated me. There weren't that many choices, so I went with a bibimbap, and it was good, but my god, never has a dining concept ever been honestly such a letdown. Anyway, day began to turn to night, and I caught the tail end of the sunset from my balcony. Waking up early the next morning, I thoroughly identified with this duck, and I headed down to the summer house, which is the name of their wellness facility on the basement level. Down here is an indoor pool and a fitness center, which I wanted to get a few quick clips of, and oh, they did not like that. Especially in the pool area. Mind you, you have your eyes, you can see there's absolutely no one here. You would think that I was trying to film inside a crowded Japanese onsen. Anyway, the LED screen gives it a really strange dystopian vibe, but hey, some might like it. The fitness center was very well equipped though, and pretty beautiful as far as fitness centers go. Finally, our last stop is back to the canteen, the Jogakbo for breakfast, where they do serve up a very nice buffet. So, when creating a flight or a hotel review, what do you think are the most important characteristics about those reviews? To me, to make a fully, truly unbiased review, 2 things need to be absolutely true. First, I need to pay a fare or a hotel rate that is publicly available and receive no special treatment or compensation from the hotel or airline whatsoever. Second, I need to film anonymously. So rest assured, knowing that this video today is exactly what I say it is, an unbiased review. And that's why your likes, comments, and subscriptions mean so much. They really do help the channel continue to grow and put out this twice weekly and soon 3 times weekly content. My Patreon is also linked below. These have to be the most perfect eggs that I think I've ever seen. All of them. They almost look fake. And I finally found where they're hiding all of the Korean food. Okay, so overall, 3 things went wrong here. A totally disjointed food concept, a strange use of the public spaces, and lots of cheap materials in the room. That said, it's not a bad hotel, but it's certainly not a place that I need to return to. Despite that, I do hope that you enjoyed the video. If you did, please be sure to click that thumbs up button and subscribe with notifications on. so you don't miss out on the rest of this 12-country, 21-hotel, 15-flight megatrip. I'll see you next time on T-Way Air, from Seoul to one of my absolutely favorite places on Earth, Tokyo. Oh, and thanks for watching till the end.